Can't believe 55. There we are. And I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend this past weekend. Still very inclement weather around, I have to say. Rather cool around here, and I know rather soggy for those in Wellington. I think we're going to see that later on this afternoon. But I've gone and bought you plenty of things to keep you occupied, and I think that there is still plenty of knitting to be had. Particularly with the weather looking a little bit weird and strange. So let's kick on with the things that I've got to tell you about today. So good morning, everybody. Right, didn't get as much knitting as I would have liked to have gotten done over the weekend. We had our Skeinz and Design Spun Christmas function on the weekend. In fact, we hosted it here in our warehouse, just right next door to me here. And we had all the team over from the mill, and it was a load of fun, actually. It was loads and loads of fun. And then those that sort of hung around, we got a food truck in, and we had games like giant Jenga and darts, and what else did we have? Cornhole. And then afterwards, we all headed across the road to the pub, where they had a live band. So there you go. It was loads of fun to be had for all. And so that was Friday night. And it was, yes, a rather busy old weekend for me. So I didn't get any knitting done until Sunday. But I am pleased to say that I at least, I know this is the slowest going Rebel. Nearly all of you have finished. I saw a gorgeous one posted up yesterday in Pearl Luster, and the person who posted it, whose name escapes me, but you were all worried about that you thought you wanted to do it the high twist and you weren't sure about the Pearl Luster. It's beautiful. I thought it looked absolutely divine in the Pearl Luster. But here we go. Here's mine. I have got a sleeve. Have started a sleeve. Ta-da! So there we go. Sleeve number 2 is started. In fact, I'm rocketing along with that. That's only managed to get an hour or two, a couple of hours in yesterday. So I am chugging along with that, and it's all going swimmingly well. So with any luck, I did set myself a goal to have this done by the end of the month, which obviously isn't going to happen because that's today, and I can't see me getting that finished tonight. But I've come close. So make sure that you get those posted up this month, because obviously our theme this month is homegrown. So many of you have already done that. I will be doing the draw for the homegrown, and I will announce that on the diaries on Wednesday. And before you say to me, Wednesday, Marie, what are you talking about Wednesday? Usually Thursday. Diaries this week will be today and Wednesday. Only because Wednesday is the last day that my youngest son has at school, and then I'm taking him up to stay with his grandparents for a week. So I need to drive him up the coast and do that on Thursday, so to take him to his grandies. So yes, I will be here on Wednesday. With any luck, I'll either have Deb or Ethan with me from Outlaw. I need to tee that up today. I've been a bit slack. I know I've got a call scheduled with Deb later on this afternoon, so I'll be able to get that sorted out. So that'll be on Wednesday. So do make sure you get your posts up to go in that draw. So I'll draw that probably Wednesday morning, actually. New theme for the next few months. I'm keeping it really, really simple. It's just going to be Stitch in Summer, which is our promotion, because that's all we're going to be doing, isn't it? Stitching over summer. Easy. So Stitch in Summer is going to be our theme for the next few months. But I am working on something a little bit fun as an extra to add into that, if you please. So I'm going to probably let you know about that next week. I've just got a few more little things I want to iron out for it this week before I let you know all about that. So yes, I'm trying to keep things simple, and I'm determined to get, so for me, I want to get the Rebel finished. Then I think I showed you the poncho that I was working on, the wrap that I was working on the other day. So I've picked that up. That has been not sitting in the naughty corner. It was something that I started during lockdown, and it just sort of, I've been doing so many projects for work that I hadn't really picked that back up again. And I lost my mojo with Rebel last week, and I picked that up last week just as a it's a sort of a filler just to sort of get me back on track. And I actually really enjoyed it. And I was like, actually, I really do want to finish this. So I'm going to actually then get that finished. I've also got a little hat design that I have been sent from someone who I have been mentoring and taught them how to knit across this year. And they designed their first hat. And so I have scribbled notes that I need to I've promised them that I would have a crack at knitting that and putting that in a format for them. So that's sort of what I've got on the board, Miss Ford, just the next little bit for knitting. So it's quite good. I quite like having a few little projects planned out. I've sort of... Yeah, I mean, I've got so much in the queue too. Like, there is so much that I want to knit, but it's about finding for me that summer project, which I love. Summer knitting that is stuff that I can just sit down and relax with an audio book or a bit of music and just chill across the summer. So I do often tend to do. I'll either often tend to do incredibly lazy projects, like I've crocheted many a crochet blanket in the summer because they're just such a brainless thing to do, or I'll go completely in the opposite direction and I'll knit something maybe a wee bit more challenging. Last year I knit Love Note, so that's what I did. That was would you believe that was my summer project last year, was Love Note. So I'm a bit sort of torn. I have got 2 garment lots, however, of the Seizure Imperial and the Seizure Bluebell. If you haven't had a chance to have a look at those yet, those are the stunning. The Bluebell is the beautiful kid mohair silk with the sequins. It's beautiful, but still my beating heart. I have a design percolating in my head of what I want to knit with that. Which means that I'm pretty not quietly confident. I know that I'll be able to get that from there onto needles and knitted. So I definitely got some swatching to do before I do that. Whether that gets translated into a written pattern for you guys, probably not, knowing me. However, that's what I want to do, and I know very clearly in my head how I want it to look. And then with the other, I've got some Imperial as well, and that beautiful blush pink that quite often I wear a lot of that pink. And again, I sort of keep looking at that and thinking, what am I going to do with that? But again, I'll probably, to be fair with that, end up popping it into something like a Rebel or some sort of existing pattern that I've already used, because I've got an exact meterage. I know what that's going to be like. And I just need to do some swatching just to sort of get a handle on what it's going to be best to substitute into. So that's what I'm playing around with at the moment. You guys have absolutely loved that. That yarn has gone so well both online and in store. We do still have little bits of it left. You do, if you want to get hold of that, make sure you do. There is still, I think, about a third of the colours have got garment lot quantities left, but those that don't, even in terms of shawls or wraps or anything like that, there are still, 3 or 4 balls of that will make a pretty decent sized shawl. So it is really something that's quite beautiful to pick up and very, very special. And usually you'll be paying pretty much nigh on $30 a ball for that kiwi. And we've got it for $15.95. So it is certainly one of those ones that I would, if you have no immediate plans for it, you want to pick it up. Well, we've got a really incredible special on it because it is an absolute cracker. So do that. What else have I got to tell you? Brain Engage. Oh, yes, those of you who are in the Wardrobe Toolbox. I know that you got an email and an offer. So that has been going out gangbusters this morning. So do make sure, and a lot of colours are selling really, really quickly. So if you are in Wardrobe Toolbox, with Truly Myrtle, the lovely Libby Johnson, and you have got that offer. Don't the offer is actually valid until the end of next month, but I know the 2 yarns the offer is on, there will be no more stocks of those yarns coming in before the end of the month. So if you're wanting to get hold of those with that offer, you do actually need to make sure you act now. And it's great. And I think, I mean, we're knitting the design. I can't see, the thing is I can't tell you, those who aren't in Toolbox, I can't tell you what it is, but it is amazing. But those who are, and you know who you are, do make sure you don't dally around. Also make sure you apply the coupon at the time of purchase. As I state on the coupon, I can't do it retrospectively. Our system just will not allow it. Unfortunately, our web system is it's actually, would you believe, quite antiquated now. That's the 2021 project, is a whole new online system. So that will be fun. Really looking forward to that. Right, I can cross that off my list. The other thing to tell you, speaking of offers and deals and things, today is the last day for the Southlander Spotlight for November, because it's the 30th of November. And I know a whole heap of you have stocked up on that, so great. You're already up to the play and you know where you're at with everything. So what I did do is I did actually jump on to thought, well, I'll just see what sort of patterns and bits and pieces are out there to help you if you've bought in a stockload of a lot of stock. And it was interesting. So I jumped over, and I'm going to see if this is going to let me do this. Oh, yay. Ta-da. Okay, so let's get back up to here. So I jumped in, and one of the first things that I ran into today was this little number here, which is from Caitlin Hunter. Let's see if we can make that a bit bigger, shall we? Let's find a bigger one. There we go. That's a better one. Oh, eek, Marie, what did you do there? There we go. There we go. Right. So this is the that kind of shows you it. So that is Caribou by Caitlin Hunter, Caribou Hills by Caitlin Hunter. It's just been launched. And as you can see, it's a lovely piece of colour work. We've got a mixture of some greys there and lots of really lovely warm tonings. And I really did think that was quite pretty. Knitted in a sport weight yarn. She's done it with what has she done it with? She has done it with, there we go. Yes, so perfect if you've got a standard 4-ply lurking around, 3.25 millimetre, which is actually ideal for our Southlander Sport. So if you've been stashing some Southlander Sport, 24 stitches, you're definitely going to get that tension. So one of the things that I wanted to show you, and I see she's got a deal on the pattern there until December. So this is one of the things that I wanted to show you with this. So I'm just going to pull this back up here. Let's do that one. There we go. Right. Okay. And let's might swap that around. I'll put that down there for a second. Okay. So I jumped out and thought, well, what would you do it in? Because I had a look at what she had scheduled down. So she's using my yak Tibetan Cloud, which is incredibly beautiful yarn at $32 US a skein. Now, I don't know about you guys, but at the moment, and I've done in the calculation, so I've done some calculations, and if you were to knit the medium size using all my yak, you're looking at $256 US for the sweater. So that's more than 300 New Zealand dollars to knit that. And that's not even getting the shipping to get it over here. So by the time you get it shipped and all the rest of it, you're probably looking at the thick end of $350 for that jumper. And you know what? If that's what you want and you want to get it exactly like that, woohoo, go for it. It will be amazing because the yarn is incredible. However, this time of year, not everyone has a budget that will stretch to that. And I had a look at the colours, and what screamed at me with that is you can actually get something fairly similar using Southlander yarns. So the two primary base colours she had were two greys. Now, unfortunately, we didn't do, silver is coming in sport, but it hasn't come yet. But that's okay, because the beautiful thing about Southlander Sport is it also plays beautifully with Little Bandit. So those are the first two colours that I pulled together, which go with the two sort of greys that she has in that colour palette. Then she has an orange, sort of a pinky, blushy, orangey colour, and then a pop of colour with a mustardy yellow. And there's a whole number of ways that you can achieve that. Now, when I looked at the deep terracotta that she had, it is sort of terracotta-y red. And to be honest with you, I actually think the Southlander Foxy Red looked really good with that. And then I pulled together, instead of the blushy colour, I actually pulled together, there's our camera, Scamp from Little Bandit. So we've got Scallywag and Scamp from Little Bandit, Foxy Red and Oatmeal from Southlander. And then she has, and I'll just show it to you back here. Then she has, you can see just there's a tiny pop of colour with some yellow through there. Which, let's see if we can pop, it doesn't show up very well over on that side. But anyway, we'll go back here. And it had this tiny little pop of colour of yellow. And it's only 124 metres that you need for that little pop of colour. So it's not a huge amount of full ply. So that's about, depending on what you've got, you may actually have something in stash already, like we're talking half to 2/3 of a ball of something left over. So if you've already got something left over, well, that will save you, won't it? Because it is only, as I said, 100. And this is I've done everything based on the middle size, okay? So I think it was the size of the two brackets of sizings. I picked the first size in the second bracket, which is roughly what I would do. So that's those there. And so you could do, in terms of a pop of colour, if you wanted to go really bright pop, you could actually throw in, that's our cozy yellow. Or you may actually have some of this Sock Bandit Daring Jelly lurking around from your Rebel. I know a number of you have done this in Rebel. If you've got a part ball of this left rolling around, well, there you go, boom, sorted. Personally, I really like this guy here, which isn't, oh gosh, I need bigger hands, isn't actually yellow at all, but it's actually that green. Look at that, that is Lime Cove. I personally prefer the green. I just, but the other one you could also do is Legacy too, if you wanted a yellow, mustard yellow Legacy. There's different options there. Now, that little combination there, which gets you close to what you have on her design, I actually priced that all out, and it works out at pretty much, if you'd gotten your Southland at the special pricing, which finishes today, you're looking at pretty much $59.75, just under $60 to knit that sweater, as opposed to $300 plus with the Mayak. So it's a little exercise to sort of show you that it definitely is worth having a fiddle around and seeing what else you can do in terms of pricing these things up. What I do like about this design is these lovely bright blocks of colour that she has there, and she has sort of kept those sort of bright colours quite tonal. As I said, personally, I like that combination. I think that combination would look fantastic, but that could be, you just have a little play around. I mean, you could do some really fun things with blues and greens, like dusky blue, actually even that same green, and lake blue. Or you could throw, I mean, there's a whole load of combinations that you can do. But if you're looking for a colourwork sweater to do across the summer, that could be quite a nice option for you, and a really nice one to do if you're wanting to use up some Southlander. I just had a little look at it here. The main colour, which was the Southlander Oatmeal, which was the lighter one, you'd need 3 of those. You'd only need 1 of the Foxy Red, and then the Scallywags here, which was the second grey, you needed 3 of the Scallywag. If you were doing it in Southlander in a different colour, you would need 2 Southlanders. So there are some really nice different options, but the nice thing about using the little bandit is it means that if you're doing some colour work, you don't have to buy an entire 100-gram ball. You've got these little small 50-gram balls, which makes life a lot easier when it comes to doing colour work. So that was the first pattern that I came across, which was this Caribou Hills by Caitlin Hunter. There it is there. The other one I came across, and that's, yeah, that is so pretty. So, if you did the oatmeal through here, and then you've got the, what did I pick there? I picked the scallywag. But see, again, if you were to do this, if you were doing this in Southlander, you could go, and I hope you're seeing my little doofer there. You could go oatmeal, charcoal, foxy red, and then scallywag and cove. So you could actually pop charcoal in there as well. I think would look just as good. So there are options there, some really nice options. The other pattern that I caught my eye this morning as I was going through this was this one here. Both of these are in the hot right now. So this is where I found them in Ravelry this morning. It was in hot right now. And this is a new Jennifer Skeinz, just released again this month, done on a DK. And I'm going to just pop this up on a full screen here, and you'll see why I instantly went, well, of course I can see why oopsie. Oh, Marie, I'm not a good driver, am I? Hopeless. There we go. So you can see why I instantly looked at that and thought, love it. Again, very much in her simple style, a nice sort of little foliage motif across the top. The thing that drew me straight away, though, was the colour. We all know that I love yellow, so anything that's in the yellow spectrum, I'm all over. But what I noticed straight away about this was the way the yarn had been dyed. Honestly, this has got Sock Mortician Garland written all over it, has it not? So like Sock Mortician Garland. So if you were wanting to do that Sock Mortician Garland in Delavery, sit back, there we go. Or you could do Sock Mortician Garland, and if you've actually got any Southlander charcoal DK that you picked up during the spotlight this month, absolutely perfect. Or if you didn't want to use the garland, you could do goldenrod, which is a deeper, richer gold, but goldenrod with charcoal for that pattern would look incredible. If you were to do the entire pattern in Sock Mortician, you're looking at around $170. That's again for the middle, sort of the mid group of sizes, the largest group of sizes. If you were to do it in Southlander, you're looking at just under $55 to knit it in Southlander. That's Southlander DK. That's based on the special pricing, which ends today. For Southlander, you're looking at 4 goldenrods and 1 charcoal. That would do it. And then it's only the very biggest size, so you would need 5 of the goldenrod. And then with the Sock Mortician, you're looking, for the mid-sizes, you're looking at 2 Delaveries and 15 of the garland. Up to 17. This is according to her figures, up to 17 for the largest size. Now, I say this, and I have to admit, the pattern that I've knitted of hers so far, I've actually found that I didn't need as much as stated, but always plays to be safe. So, yeah, there are options, absolute options there. If you're looking for something to get your teeth stuck into for your summer knitting, those are a couple of options of things that have just dropped. Using up yarns that you potentially may have already picked up, or you could pick up today on special pricing. Speaking of special pricing, I've got different things that you can knit with special pricing. I don't think I've really shown you guys these. They're listed up on the sale page. I know a number of you have picked them up, but we did pick up the last. Loyal had some chunkies. These are discontinued colours. Here they are there. There's some really lovely colours there. The reason why I show you these is, I mean, we don't necessarily think about chunky knitting this time of year, but the nice thing about chunky knitting is it's fast and it's really easy. And speaking of sort of projects that you can do, which are ideal for this time of year, and I'm just going to jump and do this for you so I can, as I know a number of you have this on your list. And that is the Carbeth cardigan or the Carbeth sweater, in fact, depending on what you want to do. So that's Carbeth there by Kate Davies. She does it double-stranded. She does some double stranding in order to achieve the tension. But the tension that's required in that you will actually achieve with Loyal Chunky. And we've got, if you really love that beautiful gold cardigan that she has, well, we have that gold in Loyal at the moment in stock. So it's an absolute beautiful cardigan. And let's have a quick look at the meterages there. I haven't done this beforehand. I'm really sorry. Yeah, so she's done a 14 stitch tension. So you should, and standard tension on this is 14 stitches. Look at that. I couldn't make that up. So perfect in terms of a tension perspective. And here we go. So there we're looking at, for this, you are wanting, there we go, bulky yarn as a substitute. So even at, so let's say we'll do the middle size, which we'll look at the 785 size, which is our middle size, divided by knit maths here, people. So you're looking at 14 to, yeah, around 14 to 895. Let's do the biggest one just to, see, there we go, 14 to 6. So anywhere between 14 to 16 balls will get you Carbeth. So that is another great option if you're looking for an option for knitting. And you don't have to do it in the gold. I mean, we've got a number of options, including those as well. So there is some really good little options for that. $3.95 a ball. So what did I say? 16 for the biggest one. $63 to that Carbeth in the largest size, which is not bad going, I have to say. So that's on those Loyals, and they are sitting on the sale page. So do jump over and have a look at those, and they're priced until they're gone. So we just got the final stocks in from the distributor, and they're all just there. So do make sure once they've gone, they've gone. We won't be getting any more of those in. Now, the other thing too, as I mentioned before, the theme for this coming month, for December, January, and I tend to do a theme across 2 months, is going to be Stitch in Summer, which I think I've got a funny feeling we did last year as well. But the reason we do Stitch in Summer is because that's our summer promotion. We did that last year. You guys loved it. So we're doing it again this year. And what Stitch in Summer is that it is daily specials, one day only, on a Tuesday and a Thursday, starts tomorrow because the 1st of December is a Tuesday. And you will get, have everything timed simultaneously. You should get a newsletter drop into your email box. If you're not a member of our newsletter yet, you need to go online right now to our homepage. You'll see sort of in the top left-handish side, you'll see a little truck there saying join our newsletter. You click on that and make sure you're on our newsletter database. Get yourself onto the newsletter, and then I also let you know there's Facebook posts, there's also Instagram. I put a post up on Instagram as well to let you know what the special is for that day. The special isn't necessarily on the sale page because often it's across a range. So the link for that is whatever that range is. So do go around and make sure you find out and have a look and see what it is. Obviously with the diaries, if I'm doing a diary on a Thursday, I can let you know what that is. However, that may not be always the case because I am looking at taking some time off in January. So, the diaries will be on having a Stitch in Summer as well. But I am going to give you a little shh for tomorrow. For those of you who like to watch, tomorrow is Legacy. $4.95 tomorrow. Just tomorrow. This is normally $8.95. Yeah, $8.95 a ball. So just tomorrow, $4.95. That is a seriously good special. So if you were wanting, and you saw that pattern that I popped up before, the Caribou Hills, that in this, beautiful. So it's only on the stocks that we have at hand. So if you find any of the Stitch and Summer specials and we don't have the stock on the day, it's only what we've got in store at the time. There's no rain checks, there's no holds. It's whatever's there is on sale. But the specials are pretty good. And as I said, $4.95 tomorrow for this one. It's already loaded and ready to go. So if you're going to get any Legacy today, don't get it tomorrow. Believe me, you want to get it tomorrow. So that is tomorrow's special. I'm not going to tell you about Thursdays. That's a surprise for Thursday. But wait, there's more. I know it's so much. I mean, Claire's over at the mill now. We've got so much stock coming in, honestly. I just wanted to show you these. Oh, there's a couple of things. Did you see the new Incognito yarns that went up and I talked about last week? You guys have been loving them. They've been going really well. Beautiful yarns, beautiful 4-plies from an American supplier. They're absolutely stunning. Our pricing is around 25% less than what you would normally pay at the door with the American supplier in US dollars. And that doesn't include freight, obviously. So there's no freight involved. So it's really, really sharply priced. If you get a chance to pop in store, we've got a number of the skeins only came in single, like 1 to 3 colours in a skein, and we've got those made up here in store and just little gift boxes and things to have a look at, and they look seriously cool. So if you get a chance to come visit, do come and have a look at those. So that yarn is, I think I've got it both in the Incognito page and the sale page. So you do make sure you need to check that out. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And actually, that yarn, if you were wanting to make up a garment lot for either of those garments that I just showed you before, you could actually, that Incognito 4-ply, you could actually go back with the maple, and actually this Legacy will work alongside it beautifully. Very similar in count, not quite identical, but close enough that you could do a colour work project and it would look incredible. So that is definitely something worth to remember. Speaking of more Incognito yarns, we've been slowly getting these guys all twisted up for you. These are the first 4 colours, and this is another 4-ply range that's coming out. Look at those colours. So we've taken these colours actually from our Black Pearl range. So this isn't Black Pearl. This is a fairly similar. It's a woolen spun yarn. So we haven't made this, but it is New Zealand made, but for another company under another label. This is a Merino Possum Silk. As I said, Merino Possum Silk. It is woolen spun. It's, again, because it is woolen spun, it feels quite different to our worsted spun, so it feels a little sort of more rustic than usual. We haven't had a chance to knit any of this up yet, but we've got a feeling that the possum is going to bloom a little bit once you start knitting it, because there's a 20% possum content in here. And it is fun. It's beautiful and grainy. We've gone and put over, as I said, some of our the best of our Cove and Black Pearl colours have gone over these to these beautiful 4-ply yarns. These are 100 gram skeins, and these are going to be a $19.95 each. Sorry, I've got an itchy nose. And I'm just waiting for the last couple of colours before I put these up. So again, if you're looking at colour work projects in 4-ply, this, I mean, again, that Caribou Hills, this would look amazing. So yes, so don't ask where those are right now, because I haven't had a chance to get them up yet. We actually want to get these photographed with the lovely Steph. So we're just waiting for the last of those skeins to come in, and we can send those up to her for photography, and then we can get them all loaded up for you guys. But those are coming. So there's still plenty of really incredible yarns to be had. So again, if you're planning for Christmas, have a look on the website. I've gone and created a Christmas category under yarns by range. I've been putting stuff and populating that page as we get things pulled together. Vouchers. The most important thing is vouchers are there if you're looking for vouchers. So if you've got someone yarny in your life, especially with all this yarn that we've got coming in across the Christmas period, a voucher might be the way to go. We can actually set the voucher up and have it all online and ready for the recipient, and then we can post them out something in the post. That's nice and easy. Or the other option too is there's plenty of other wonderful little gifts in there, including the new Ashford kits, which have gone up. In fact, the Felton kits, we've already sold through the sheep and the Pukeko. We are going to be ordering more. Don't panic, but the Tui is still there. The Beagle is still there. The butterfly brooches are still there with the needle felting. They're absolutely gorgeous. So do check those out. I think I've got them in the gift section and then in the Ashford section as well. So do have a look at those. Yeah, so there's honestly so much to come. Right, let me have a quick look and see who's in the house this morning and say hello to everybody. I have to put my glasses on, so it's such a blind eye, but let's get rid of that. We don't need that there anymore. Right. Oh, morning, everybody. Oh, morning, Kay. She's in Brisbane, warm and muggy. Oh, yeah, actually, it's surprisingly chilly here, Kay. Surprisingly chilly. Oh, hey, Raylene. How's E6? We miss you. Oh, because you're locked down again, aren't you, Raylene? Oh, so tough. Really tough. Oh, and everyone's here. Adelaide, New South Wales, Canberra. So good to see everybody. Dunedin, excellent. Oh, here we go. Southlanders Sport would work well for the as old as 3 and per 2. Well, there you go. Hey, thank you, Eleanor, for that link. That's a really good suggestion. Really good suggestion. Oh, thank you, Suzanne, bless her. I was just going to putting up the link for Caribou Hills. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. Oh, it's so good to see you guys all out and about. Okay, what have we got here? Suzanne, can you see a problem with combining Legacy with Superwash, Polworth and Timely? So Suzanne, the short answer to that is no. It's just you need to watch your washings instructions. Yeah, so you've got to watch your washing instructions. So if you're putting a superwash yarn with a non-superwash yarn, then you need to hand wash, whatever the most gentle option is. So with Legacy, it's very definitely hand wash. And just have a look. As long as the counts are fairly similar, you should be okay. So that's the answer for there. Hey, Luana. Good morning from Missouri. Right. Excellent. What else have I got to tell you? So as I said, Wednesday is diaries this week. So not Thursday, Wednesday. So I will definitely be here for that. Well, I'll be here. Hopefully you'll be here. And yes, keep an eye out for Stitch in Summer. Last thing. Skeinz Speakeasy. I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast about our themes changing over, but also too, if you've got other friends that you think will love the Speakeasy, like you guys love the Speakeasy, because I'm really proud of that group. I think we've got one of the best little yarn groups on the interweb. And if you think that you've got some friends that will really enjoy it because they're not enjoying groups elsewhere, make sure you invite them. I was a bit slack over the weekend, actually. It was a couple of days before I cleared people in. So make sure you invite them in, and because you can send out an invitation to get them into the group, and then they can actually be part of the fun, because this is, that's the thing I love about the Skeinz Speakeasy. It's where it's the yarn group that actually talks about yarn, which is, I think, fantastic. And you guys are all really helpful and inspirational, and you keep me inspired all the time. I just see projects and I just think, wow, I want to try that out. So if you know somebody who's not in the Speakeasy and you think they need to be there, make sure you invite them along, or at least tell them about it, and then they can be part of all the Speakeasy fun as well. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I will see you again on Wednesday. Enjoy your knitting. Hopefully I've done a bit more progress on my Rebel. And until then, have a great beginning to your week. Take care.